Hello everybody, it's Wendy and today we are going to make a necklace using products from Sam's Bead Box. So I just unboxed it yesterday. It is awesome. It is peacock themed this month and I absolutely love it. So I wanted to make a necklace using these peacock drucks that he sent. If you're interested in Sam's Bead Box, it's a monthly subscription service. You can check it out at samsbeadbox.com. If you use coupon code Wendy, you will get $5 off your first box. If for some reason there's a waiting list, I don't know if there is, but there could be or there could not be. You can join samsbeadshop.com and he will notify you when he has more boxes available. But I don't know that there's a waiting list. You'll have to check that out at samsbeadbox.com. Okay, so let's just get right into this. So we have got some really pretty stuff here. So I have the unboxing. I will link that in the description box below. You're going to need a length of tiger tail. Let me see how big mine is. This is 7-strand tiger tail. It is 12, let's see here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, about 21 inches long, because I don't want this to be really long on me, so you can make it however long you want it to be on you. But I've got a 21-inch length of tiger tail. Tiger tail is bead stringing wire. It is strands that are woven together and coated with a nylon coating. You can find this at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any big box craft store. You can find it online at Amazon. It is just basically bead stringing wire, okay? I'm going to be using some 6mm fire polish beads in a peacock finish. Those did not come in Sam's box. I'm going to be using some regular old spacer beads. I have these available on my website if you're interested and don't have them. I'm going to be using some ball head pins because we're going to do a little wire wrap. I'm going to be using this box clasp. This actually came from the Jesse James Mystery Bead Box last month, Magical Mystery Bead Box. I've got 2 size 2 crimp tubes and 2 wire guardians. I have a hanger bell. Both the the wire guardians and the hanger bell I also have on my website if you want those. And then we're using these 3 filigree pieces from Sam's box, okay? I have some filigree spacer beads here. If you can see, they are like that. They're the filigree. I don't know where you can get them, just probably online at Amazon. These are the drucks that were in Sam's box this month, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. That's why I wanted to make a necklace out of these. So we're using those, and then we're going to use these little check bell flowers that were in Sam's box this month as well. So if you don't have Sam's box, you need to get it because it's really great. If you don't get it and you still want to make this necklace, you can use any 10mm round bead. You could use any size round bead. I'm just using this 10mm because that's what was in the box and I love them. And we all have these guys laying around. So, you know, or any flower, whatever you want, you can use these. I have tiny flowers on my website, the lucite flowers. They would work just as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to, and let me tell you, these clear containers come from the Dollar Tree. They're great for sorting things out. They are not in the craft section. They are in the party section. So if you're looking for them in the craft section, you're not going to find them there. So you may check the party section because that's where they are. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to string on the hanger bell. And then we are going to do a big druck on either side. Just like this. Okay. Just like this. Now, we're going to hang these filigree pieces. One's going to hang here, one's going to hang in the middle, and one is going to hang right here. So you are going to need jump rings. I'm sorry I didn't say that. Jump rings, you're going to need those. Okay? And so we're just going to leave a little space for that, and then we're just going to string the rest of this up with the drucks, with the spacer beads and the drucks. That's what I'm trying to say, and the fire polish. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a fire polish on each strand, just like this. And then I'm going to do another druck on each strand. And then I'm going to do a spacer bead on each strand. Now these little filigree guys, you have to be kind of careful and find the holes in them. There's one. They're kind of hard to catch sometimes, the little holes are. And that one tried to jump off the table, but I caught him. There we go. We're going to do a druck on each one. This one's got, I don't think I'm going to use that one. It's got some issues going on there. I'll grab 2 others. I don't want this necklace to be super long. You could make it however long that you want it to be, but I, for myself, just want it to hang like right around my collarbone. I do like long necklaces. I wear them all the time, tassels and such, but for this one, I don't want it to be real long. And I'm just alternating the drucks with the silver spacer beads. I'm not going to use the fire polish in the whole necklace. I just wanted it at the beginning. So really, you don't need very many fire polish beads. So, whoops. I'm just stringing on these little silver guys. Okay. And the drucks. That one's, I thought that was the hole. It's not. Okay, and I'm just going to keep stringing the fire or the drucks and the spacers until I run out of the little drucks. And these little spacers are kind of hard to get on there sometimes. Okay, here we go. Okay, just keep stringing it. And I know we're not going to have enough to go all the way to the end of our strand, and that's fine. That's what we're going to use the little spacer beads for. Seeing if I had any more back in there under that flower. Okay, it looks like I'm going to come out with even numbers here, which is good. All right, I'll put the last 2 drucks on. And here's what we've got. These are pretty. These beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beads. Let me scoot this down a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take, let's see, do I want to use fire polish up here? I may use a couple. So I'm going to do another of the silver filigree on either side. There we go. Then I'm going to do a fire polish on either side. Okay, so there's what we've got. That's really pretty. Yeah, I do like that. So I'm gonna go up a couple more fire polish. So I'm gonna do another filigree spacer. These are so hard to get on there because every little hole works. You can stick, I mean, any of them work. I think there are actually real holes that you're supposed to use, but they all work. Okay, so there we've got a couple fire polish. I'm gonna do a couple more just because I have quite a bit of tiger tail left after my, whoops, I dropped him, after my drucks. Oh, please get on there. I've got my glasses on too. There we go. These fire polish are really pretty too. They go perfect with this this selection of beads that Sam sent. If you haven't watched the unboxing, do yourself a favor and watch it because they're just absolutely beautiful, beautiful beads this month. which I'm partial to the peacock finish. I really like, you know, the peacock colors and stuff. So, of course, I'm going to love it, but I think everybody probably will. It's just really pretty. All right, so now I'm going to leave it at that, and I am going to move those spacers out of the way, and I'm just going to string the rest of it up with these. Now, I've got all my spacers mixed together, so I'm going to have to be careful which ones I pick out of here. I've got some bright silver and some antique silver in here together, and I don't really want to use the antique silver, so I'll just string it up here like this. And I'm just going to use these all the way back to the end of my strand where I'm ready to put the clasp on. So just go ahead with this. String these little guys up. My nose is stuffy still, though I do feel better than I did when I filmed that video the other day. I was telling everybody I felt like I was catching a cold. I actually do feel better. I was out on the scooter. I rode up to where I used to work because I'm doing some work from home for my boss, and I needed to turn in some earrings I made and get some new earrings. Okay, so when you get to this point, I'm just going to put a bead bug on here, and I'm going to do the other side. I need to leave a little room for the clasp, so we'll have to see. But anyway, on the way back, there's this road that you turn onto here in Fayetteville where it's 2 lanes and they merge down to 1. So I always get on the inside lane when I'm on the scooter because that's the lane that people merge into, and I already want to be there, so I'm not, you know, trying to get over and battling cars trying to get over. So I go, there's a car in front of me, I go around the corner, you know, and I'm in my lane and whatever, and we're almost to the point where the merge ends, where there's no more room to merge over, and this car comes flying around me, almost hit me, like getting over. I was so mad. So I'm like, people are so stupid. I mean, is it really worth? And the scooter that I was on goes 55 miles an hour. It's not like it's slow. You know, it's not like I'm going to be driving 35 the whole way home. But he went flying around me and brought that car over and almost hit me. It's not like he didn't see me because I was right in front of him. And oh, I was mad. I'm like, what an idiot. I mean, come on, you want to get 3 seconds ahead of somebody else, so you're going to risk their life, because, you know, it would be me that would get hurt because I'm on the scooter, not him in the car, but he probably would have ended up in jail. So, what an idiot. Don't be that idiot. When you see motorcycles out, don't try to, I mean, I don't understand why people just want to challenge them all the time. It's ridiculous, but don't be that idiot. Don't be stupid. If you hit somebody, it's going to change the rest of your life, especially if they die. You know, your life will never be the same again. So don't be stupid. It's not worth 3 seconds. I watch people driving down the street, even just in the car, when we're in the car, and you know, they're weaving in and out, and they're not getting anywhere ahead. You pull up next to them at the very next red light. Like, they didn't get anywhere. I don't understand why they want to drive like maniacs. It doesn't get you anywhere. All it does is endanger yourself and everyone around you. So, that's my rant for today because some idiot almost hit me. And it's no fun. That's not a good feeling, trust me. Alright, so it looks like I need a couple more of these guys on this side. You want to hold it up and make sure it's even. And I don't know how many I put on. I just put a bunch on each side and just make sure it's even. So you've got your hanger bell here in the middle, and just go ahead and make sure the rest of it's even. I'm going to stick a bead bug on each side because I don't want to lose them all. That happens regularly if I don't use my bead bug. So I'm going to stick a bead bug on each side here. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and make our little dangles before we finish this off because I want to make sure that I have ample space for them to hang down here. I don't want them crunched up or crowded. So the first thing I'm going to do is all these little flowers right here. are going to be a dangle. All these little bellflowers. I can get my fire polish out of the way. I'm not going to be using those anymore. Let's just scoot those out of the way. And my filigree spacers I'm not going to be using anymore. Let's scoot those out of the way. And these guys I'm probably not going to be using anymore. So let's get them out of the way. All right. So we got our little dangles here and our ball head pins. And we're going to make about, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 15 little dangles. So all you're going to do this is take your little flower. We're not doing anything fancy with it. We're just going to put it right on the ball head pin. Twist or bend that at 90 degrees. You're going to grab it in the bend, and then you're going to bring this up and over, rotate your pliers up, come around. You'll have that little loop. And then all you're going to do is take it and twist it a few times. You can do it as messy or as neat as you want. I'm just twisting it enough to make sure that it's secured on there. And then I'm just going to trim this right up, just like that. And we are going to make 15 of those. So I'll show you one more. So we're just going to take it, put your flower on, bend this at 90 degrees, put your plier in and grab it, come up and over, rotate your plier up, go around. Here's what you'll have. Grab it and wrap. However many times you want to wrap. Okay? So that's how we're going to do that. So make 13 more of those and come on back. Okay, so we're back. I've got all of my little 15 dangles here. Okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to create, you need an eye pin for this. We're going to create this dangle that's going to hang down in the middle. Okay? So to do that, I'm going to use one of these fire polish beads, and I think 2 of my filigrees. Let me look and see how long this makes it. So, let me see. I don't want it to be super long there in the middle. There we go. I think these are so hard to find the holes in. Goodness. Okay. Try that again. There we go. Alright, so do I want it to be that long right there? Because these two are going to hang right about there. I think I'm just going to use the fire polish bead, I think. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to make a regular loop. So I'm just going to go 90 degrees here. I'm going to cut this and create a loop. Just like that. And this is going to hook right here to my little filigree piece, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hook it right onto the hanger bail. Now, we haven't finished our necklace yet, remember that. So if you need extra room in between these beads for when we put these other two on there, we'll be able to account for it. Okay, so let's close that right up. There we've got our little fire polish bead. We're going to put our filigree piece right on here, and then I'm going to take a jump ring. So I've got these oval jump rings. I like these. I feel like they are more secure than just a regular round jump ring, and these are on my website if you're interested in them as well. I really like them. Plus they're the bright silver tone, which I love. Okay, and we're going to take 3 of our little flowers, okay? We're going to hang it right on here. So I should have opened that up, shouldn't I? Let's open this. Put our filigree piece on. I don't think there's a front or a back to these. Maybe there is. I'm going to hang it right on there. And then I'm just going to take my little jump ring and I'm going to hang it right here on this, on the loop for my fire polish bead. Okay. Make sure you close your jump ring up really good. And that's the little dangle that we have in the front. Now, if I find that he's hanging wrong, I will fix him. And he does seem to be hanging wrong. So what I will do in that case is you take this, you hold the bead, you hold it where you want it to hang, and you twist the bottom. So I didn't do that very successfully. Let me try again. Okay, so this is hanging this way, okay? But I want the bottom to be twisted this way. So I'm just going to take my plier and turn only the bottom. You want to keep the front, the top piece, how you want it to hang, so only the bottom moves, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Okay. And then when you pick it up, you can see that it's going to hang correctly, just like that. Okay? So we've got our little dangles on there. Now we're going to create 2 more of these elements, but we're not going to put this fire polish bead. We're just going to be using the filigree. So I kind of have to decide where I want it to hang. And I think I'm going to put it right here in between this druck and the first filigree because I don't want them too close in here. Let me see. I could do them right there. Yeah, I think that is where I'm going to do them. I think that's going to look the best. Just so they're not hanging right in front of. I don't want them crossing this, like, you know, being in the way, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're going to open this up. We're going to take our filigree piece and hang it on. And then I'm going to take 3 of my little dangles and I'm going to put them on in front of the filigree piece. 1, 2, and 3. They're very slippery little things, hard to get a hold of. Okay. Now I'm going to take this whole thing. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to hang it right here on the tiger tail. In between that druck and that first filigree piece. Okay, and there's what we've got. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put my little flowers on first because they're slippery and hard to get a hold of, so I'll put them on before I have the filigree piece on there in the way. So we're putting the 3 flowers on, then our filigree piece, and we're just hanging it between the first, the druck and the first filigree spacer. All right. And here is what we've got. Now, it seems to me like this is going to be a problem. These filigree pieces are wanting to hang sideways. They're kind of getting caught up in between, and that's what I wanted to see. So I'm actually going to add a jump ring on here to keep this from happening because I don't want them getting caught up. So I'm going to pick out of my other jump rings a very small round one. A couple of very small round ones. Let me see how many, see if I have some really tiny ones in here. And I want it really tiny because I really didn't want to have to use another jump ring, but I was afraid I may. So I've got these little guys right here. I think these are like, they may be 4mm. I don't know. They may be a little bit less. But I'm just going to take this guy off. And we're going to hook it on here on this small jump ring. And then we're going to hang that jump ring from the tiger tail, and I think that will alleviate the problem of it getting kind of bound up in there. I was afraid that was going to happen just because the filigree was kind of tied up in there in the beads. So let's do this. We're going to hang it right here, except for I think I wanted to do it right here. And I think that's going to help. So let's do that on the other side. This is what happens sometimes when you are creating. Sometimes it doesn't work out just like you think it should. And you have to You have to try something different. Okay, so let's put this guy on here now. Actually, I want it to go the other way. I'm going to try to... Here we go. So we're going to go between the druck and the first filigree. And I think that'll do it. Yeah, that makes them... That's going to make them hang a lot better. That's really pretty. Okay, now I'm going to do another cluster up here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the little 4mm jump ring. I'm not going to use any more of the filigree pieces, just the jump rings. We're going to hang the flowers directly on, but still they're going to need that little bit of a dangle down. So I'm going to put 3 flowers on. Okay, just like that. I'm going to put my jump ring on, close this up, and then I'm going to grab the jump ring and I'm going to hook that onto the tiger tail. And I think I'm just going to do it right here. I want it to be fairly close to the other one. Just like that. We're going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, jump ring on, close this up, grab our jump ring, and I went after the filigree, didn't I? Did I skip one? Okay, yeah, right here. Okay, just like that. And there's what we've got. Now I'm still seeing an issue with this filigree not wanting to hang right. Why is it doing that? I think when you put it on laying against you, it's going to lay right. So I'll put it on a form and see what it does here in a second. Okay, so that's what we've got. So now we're going to finish our ends back here. And I am going to put on just a few more spacers because I want to make sure that it's long enough. So I'm just going to fill up the end of my tiger tail, not all the way, but most of the way here, until I just have a little bit left to work with. Now we're going to finish it. We're going to take our crimp beads and a wire guardian. Put your crimp on and then your wire guardian. Go up and around the channel in your wire guardian and back down through your crimp bead. Okay, just like this. You can go through a couple of the spacer beads if you can get it to. And just wherever it pokes out is where I'm going to grab it. It didn't go through a spacer bead. I would like for it to go through one at least. So let me make that happen. There we go. Now we're going through 2 spacer beads, so that's good. This is stiff wire too, stiff tiger tail. Okay, so I'm going to try to grab that. There we go. Did I get it? No, I did not. Oh my goodness, the struggles of filming when you're trying to create something. Trust me, it's not easy. Okay, go back down through there and through at least, there we go, 1 bead. That's all I'm asking you to do, tiger tail. That's it. Alright, grab it and pull it tight. Okay, there we go. Now it's going to work. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to make sure of a couple things. You want your tiger tail to be tight in this channel. You don't want it loose. And you don't want there to be any loose spaces here between your beads. Okay, now we're going to take our crimping pliers. And these little wires need to be side by side, and when you crimp this down, it's going to create a little divot, and one wire will go into each divot. I don't know if you can tell on this video or not, but it made a little divot and one wire went into each divot. Then you take this and you turn it vertical and you just close it right up. And that's what you got. It's awesome. I didn't used to be able to do that. I've just learned this recently. So, and then you are just going to trim your wire off. And there's what we've got so far. Now we're going to do the other end. Same thing, crimp tube, wire guardian, up and around, and down through our crimp bead, and through one or two of the other beads. Okay, pull it tight. Now, one thing you do not want to do is have this necklace pulled so tight that it's like a poker, stiff straight. You want it to have some movement, so make sure you can kind of dangle it. And don't have it to where it's so tight that you can't have any movement there, okay? And then we're just going to crimp that down, same as the other side, and close it up. All right, and there we have it. So just cut your wire. And we just need to add our clasp. What did I do with it? There it is. So we've got this really pretty little box clasp here. It already has, oh, I think, are these open or closed? These are open. Okay, I was going to say, I think it's a closed jump ring, but it's not. So it's already got the jump rings on it. We're just going to open it up. It's not wanting to open. That is not a closed jump ring. I can see the, there we go. I don't know what was going on there. Okay. I'm just going to put my clasp right on. Close it back up. Okay, and same on the other side. I'm usually not a fan of box clasps because I've had them come loose and lost some jewelry that I was wearing because it was a box clasp. But these are the ones Jesse James had in their Magical Mystery bead box last time, and they seem very, very secure. I like them. Okay. There we have it. So here is our finished necklace. So let me put it on a form so we can look at how it's going to lay and make sure that it's going to do what we want it to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is our finished piece, and it's laying just fine. I think it's one of those things where having it up against your body is going to make it lay like it needs to, but I really like this necklace. I think it turned out really, really pretty, and I love the peacock colors. They're just beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. There will be links in the description box below for all of, for Sam's Bead Box and for my website if you need to get products from there. I have some of these things on there. So check those out, and like and subscribe to the channel so you get notified when I upload new videos. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.